And all this snow white houses, they are far away, but I know I had the best day today. Hey GGs, welcome back to another Taylor Swift Tuesday. This tutorial is dedicated to all the moms out there because Mother's Day is actually just around the corner, and so I wanted to get this tutorial up early so you guys could learn the song in case you wanted to play it for your mom or your grandma or whoever's a mom figure in your life, because having a mom is an amazing thing. If you were to ask me which Taylor Swift song I can relate to the most or just makes me really emotional, it's this one, because I just relate to it to a T. I've always considered myself very lucky because I have such a wonderful mom. She's always been there for me, and she's been my best friend. But I also have an amazing father as well. And also, just like Taylor, I have a younger brother and I look up to him so much. Even though he's younger than me, I completely look up to him. He's just amazing and I'm so proud of him. And he's actually graduating college this month, which is super exciting. I'm gonna see him graduate. But no matter if I'm playing this song on the radio or playing it myself, I can't help but get emotional, and usually it's around the bridge. I start crying, so I just want to warn you, I might get emotional in this tutorial. Like I said, I feel like I've been very blessed to have such an amazing and supportive and loving family, and so this tutorial is also, it's dedicated to them too. Interestingly enough, when I was figuring out the song by ear, I checked to see how Taylor played it on tour, and she used the same exact chords, which I know you guys are gonna love because you can play it just like Taylor does. And if you're looking at the video where she played it on the Red tour, she's not using a capo, so it's gonna sound lower, but it's the same chords. So this is how to play it so it sounds like the original track, but like I said, Red tour version, just take the capo off. And then for chords, we have 5 of them. I know the first 4 you've definitely heard before. You've at least heard once in your guitar journey life, but the one extra chord, I guarantee, this is gonna be a chord you've never heard of before, and you will probably maybe never ever have to use again, but it's like the only way. It's the only way, guys, and I had to figure it out, and it was almost impossible. The only way I could figure it out, because I could hear that there was a chord there, but I didn't know which chord it was. I was trying to comb through all of these like live versions where Taylor was playing it, and finally the Red tour version showed me the chord, because people in the audience don't always film with a steady hand and they're going like this, like all over the place. I'm like, just stay on Taylor and her guitar. Like, why are you filming the people over here in the stands? Thank goodness she was on her B stage, so she was on the one that spins around. And so that way, when finally she was spinning around as this chord was coming, I'm like, yes. So that way I could kind of figure out like where her fingers were going, but I still had to like play around with it myself to like figure it out by ear. But guys, I got it. I got the chord. So after I'd figured out the chord, I didn't actually know what the name of the chord was. So I had to go on Google and I had to look up one of those. They have these like things, it's like a chord name generator, and you can actually plug in the notes of the chord and then it tells you what the chord name is. Do you guys want to hear what the chord name is? I'm gonna have to take a deep breath before I read this because it's very long. It is a B minor sharp 5th, add flat 9th, add 11th. That's like a math equation of a chord. Like, did we just figure out the Pythagorean theorem? So we're gonna be learning this new chord today. You might use it again, you might not use it again, but whenever you play the best day, you know you'll be using it. And then you can impress your friends, be like, yeah, I can play this B minor sharp 5th, add flat 9th, add 11th. What can you do? You guys are probably freaking out right now like this is some insane, hard, impossible chord. I swear, it's so easy. It's easier than a bar chord. It's probably easier than most open chords out there, and I'll show you how easy it is. All right, so our first chord up is a C major. Next we have an A minor. Next up we have an F major. I like to use the bar chord, but you could even do the open version that's like this, or you could even like just bar with your first finger like this, and then do this and this like that, and it's very pretty. But this is what I like to do. It has a little bit more oomph to it. Next up we have a G major. And then our last chord is the B minor sharp 5th, add flat 9th, add 11th. I hope I said that all correctly, but it's gonna sound like this. Really easy chord. See, it's not as hard as it sounds, is it? And what's great is that the transition is really simple because you're going to start on a C major, and all you're going to do is you are going to remove this finger and bump this finger up one string, bam. And then you're going to transition to the A minor, so you already have this finger here. Just move this one down here, back to where it was, add this finger on, wha-bam. So you're literally going to go boom, boom, boom. All right, now that we got chords out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some strumming patterns, and I just have 3 of them for you. Starting off really simple, we just have a single down strum. Just like that. It just occurs in a couple of different places, and you can use them wherever you may. If you're a beginner, it's a great place to start to work your way up. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second pattern, which is going to be a down, down, up, down, up pattern. So I'll go ahead and play it with a C major. So it's down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. I'll do it a little bit slower. Down, down, up, down, up. So between the two up strums, I don't know why I was pointing down. You swing your arm down, but you don't strum. It's just a way of counting. So if you were to count this pattern out, it would be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and just like that. And then our third and final pattern is actually just the first half of the pattern we were just working on. So the down, down, up, down, up. We're just taking the down, down, up. So it's just down, down, up. Just like that. So that part you'll just use between a couple of quick chord transitions, and that's really it. All right, now we're just gonna go over our chord progression. So we're gonna go ahead and just like mix our chords with our strumming patterns, and we have 3 different progressions in the song. So our first one is the intro and verse pattern. So it starts off on a C major and goes to an A minor, to an F major, and ends on a G major. So all together it's going to sound like this. So that is going to be our intro verse pattern. Now our chorus progression starts on the F major, moves along to the G major, to C major, to our B minor, sharp 5th, add 9th, add 11th. Oh my gosh, I remembered it. To our A minor. And together that one's gonna sound like this. I don't know why all the trees change in the fall. I know you're not scared of anything at all. To know if Snow White's house is near, far away, but I know I had the best day with you. So at the end, it goes back to F major, and then G major, just strum down one time. And then today, and then just goes back into the intro verse progression. Just like that. I always notice that my shirt rides up on this sleeve whenever I film a video. If I'm wearing a t-shirt, it always does that, and it's so annoying. All right, now for our last progression that takes place during the bridge, this one is kind of long, and I have it written down here in my notes, so that way I don't lose my track here. So it's gonna start on F major. It's gonna go to A minor, back to F major, again to A minor, to G major, back to F major again, to C major, to our long crazy chord that needs a nickname, then to F major, and then it ends on a G major. So that part of the song sounds like this. I haven't So that is that entire progression. It's very long, but if you just practice it, you'll get it memorized. You can have notes in front of you at first. I had to have notes in front of me. Like I put everything in the notes section of my phone, because if I don't, I might end up leaving something out of tutorial. Like that's like something I do. I have to put it all in here, because there's just a lot. And you probably notice it in the bridge, the chords play out, some of them play out twice as long. So you have your F major, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So you will hold on to them twice as long in the bridge. And then of course, I'll be notated during the full playthrough of the song, which we are about to jump into very soon. So we just have one more thing left before we jump into the playthrough, and that is this little part that occurs during the beginning, and this is completely optional, but I think adding this in just adds that little cherry on the top. So it sounds like this. You have your C major already here, but it's gonna sound like this. So it's just that little few notes at the beginning. So all I'm doing here is building my C major, and that way I can just jump in and strum when I'm ready. So all I'm doing is taking my pinky finger, which is an amazing exercise, by the way. This is so great because sometimes your pinky finger gets neglected and it needs to be worked and strengthened too. So it actually gets to do something. So what you're doing is you're starting with it on the B string on the 3rd fret here, and which is also the 2nd string. So if that makes more sense for you. And you're gonna pick that string. So you pick it, and then you're going to pull off on it, and it's going to create another note. So like that. So you pick it and you quickly pull it off. Just like that. And then you're actually going to pick the string again with your finger off. So it's gonna go like that. It just sounds so much cooler than just, you can totally start it on the, it's fine either way, but guys, this is really cool. Alright, so that's everything that I have for you guys for this tutorial in order to play the best day. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into a playthrough. Try not to cry, but we'll see. I'm 5 years old, it's getting cold. I've got my big coat on, and I hear your laugh and look of Ugh. That part is always the hardest for me to get through. I'm so sorry to just like stop the tutorial all of a sudden and just like blab, but during the second verse, I had to look at, I have a German book on my floor that says Focus Deutsch, and I was just staring at it, concentrating on the letters on the textbook so I wouldn't focus on the lyrics of the song so much, so I wouldn't start crying. But the reason why the second verse, I just couldn't, like, I got bullied when I was in middle school, and that really just hits home for me, and there are a lot of times where I'd come home and I would be upset, and there was this day where I was bullied really, really bad in school, and I just remember coming home crying one day because I had this really, really bad day where I got bullied on the school bus, and it was horrible. Like, all the kids were bullying me, and my mom, you know, was like the one, she was like there when I got home to comfort me. And that's why it's like really, it's a really hard place in the song for me. And then it doesn't get any easier because when you get to the bridge is very, like, it starts talking about like how amazing like her father is, and like I can relate, and like her brother, I can relate to that too. And it's just a big cry fest for me. So I'm really sorry that I just stopped the tutorial for a second, but I just like need a moment to just collect myself, because even if I try to refilm this and perfect it, it's not gonna happen, because every time I hit that part of the song, it just happens. Let me know down below in the comments if any of you can just like, if this song just makes you emotional, because this is the one song that just every time it makes me cry. This song and The House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert are the two songs that will just have me sobbing instantly. Okay, I think I can do this now. Okay. Alright, so we have don't know how long it's gonna take to feel okay, but I know I had the best day with you today. And you hold on to C major one more time. I have an excellent father. His strength is making me stronger. God smiles on my little brother inside, and now he's better than I am. And I grew up in a pretty house, and I had space to run, and I had best days with you. There is a video I found from back when I was 3. They set up a paint set in the kitchen, and you're talking to me. It's the age of princesses and pirate ships and the 7 doors. And Daddy's smart and you're the prettiest lady in the whole world. Now I know why all the trees change in the fall. I know you were on my side even when I was wrong, for giving me your eyes. I need to pull it together. I can do it. I'm gonna get through it. It's just another powerful line. I know you were on my side even when I was wrong, because it's happened. It's what a good mom does. I know you were on my side even when I was wrong, and I love you for giving me your eyes, staying back and watching me shine. And I didn't know if you knew, so I'm taking this chance to say that I had the best day with you today. Alright, so that's how you play The Best Day by Taylor Swift on the guitar. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, Definitely let me know down below in the comments if it helped you out, and feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching this, Mom, happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. You are literally one of my best friends, and I appreciate everything that you have done for me, because I don't know still what I would do without you. I have no idea. I don't know. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoy your Mother's Days with your moms out there, and go give her a big hug. If you still are lucky enough to have her around, give her a big hug and tell her you love her and that you appreciate her. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye!